Good morning. How are we all today? Y'all doing good? Gaius Quintus. Good morning. What's good? What's good? Many things are good. Builder's progressing well. Endgame is progressing well. You doing good? We are level 92. And I have some things to do. Itching to play. Only took one day off, so excited to get some playtime in here soon. I'm sorry you don't get to play as much as you would like. Oh, I made some divines. Oh, I sold an ingenuity. That's good, because I spent all my divines earlier. We've got a couple of crafts to do. Or to finish off, at least. So I bought myself a +4 proj crossbow. I've already done part of the craft. So I bought a T2 fizz percentage and +4 projectile crossbow. I've hit it with a greater essence of abrasion and I've added attack chain additional time, but I thought I'd wait until the stream to slam it with either a perfect exalt or a greater. So we need to work out what the best option is. Then I have this belt that I want to hit with a Aminamu modifier to see if we can hit Chaos Res with a little bit of a life bonus. I have also dropped Energy Shield. So we are now pure evasion life at around 2k life. So far it's felt about the same in terms of defenses. I also, when I got this chest, I also got one with 60 spirit so that we could fit a Wind Dancer in. So I'm not going to add Cosprees at the moment. We're going to go pure evasion, no energy shield. We're going to test out how that feels. I've been running some abysses and rituals and it's been feeling roughly the same. Mostly it's feeling the same because I felt like I was always like had no energy shield anyway, because I have recovery for life. I have life leech on my ring and I have my flask. So I just felt like I was always out of ES. So I don't know how much protection it was really giving me against one shots, like maybe now and again, whereas I'd rather have more deflect, I think. You know, I had what, 1900 health and 600 energy shield, which is like 30-ish percent, 30 something percent, like 35%, like extra max hit. So if we just get more deflects off, deflect is currently sat at 69. Now that's not including blind, so we do blind on attack. So we have this blinding strike node here, 10% chance to blind enemies on hit, and we are attacking very fast. Good evening, good morning, Enraged Koala. The other thing I'm going to do now is completely respec out of this whole area, the monk area. I kept this skill speed and attack and cast speed, but instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop all of these nodes. We're going to pick up these nodes because they're very efficient, maiming strike. We're going to pick up the skill speed down here and we're going to get this dual socket. That is the plan. The maim nodes are nice, yeah. It's a lot of damage, right? 10, 18, 43. Plus maim on hit is nice, and a little bit of movement speed. Doesn't hurt, you know, doesn't hurt. Also, I'm pretty sure this disorientation cluster is new, and it's also very efficient. Look at that, 55% for 3 nodes. So, and also I realized I probably don't need Killer Instinct, because now that we're not using ES, the chances of being on full life are pretty low as well, right? We're probably going to be... It's not consistent enough. So I've mapped out a new tree. So let me throw up. So this is the old tree, right? We have on full life configured, and we're doing average damage with HVR, which is generally the bar that I set, right, for how much damage this build is doing. Always on full life is doing 160k, right? So that means Killer Instinct is active. So if we go to the tree rework, right, where we've dropped all this, we've moved some nodes around, we've grabbed the main node, we've grabbed skill speed, we've grabbed this physical cluster, and then I've got 3 spare points. So if I grab those there, we're doing more damage without needing to be on full life, and we haven't even added the jewel yet. So looks like we're at 72% deflect with blind, though I don't know if blind interacts that way. I don't know if that's a weird quirk of Path of Building where it's counting the additional evasion as because they have less accuracy, so technically we have more evade chance, but I don't know if that's true. Remarkable. Oh, it does. It does increase deflect, so it counts as having more evasion. Interesting. Okay, that's good to know. See, you learn something new every day. So this is the new tree, and we'll go pick up a new poison gem. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to probably drop Heft or Arakali's Lust from armor-piercing rounds and replace it with Deadly Poison. Now, technically, that reduces our DPS. But I think the problem I'm running into is... So technically it reduces our DPS by 28k, but it increases our poison DPS, which is what I want. I think the problem I'm running into with APR is it's doing too much damage, and it's killing things before the poison has a chance to ramp up. Right? Which fills up Bursting Plague, which means stronger Herald of Plague spread. So I think I would rather have less damage and more poison damage. So we're going to test that as well. And I'm going to see if that feels better for clear. I mean, clear might just feel better as well because we've just, you know, I've just got this giga new crossbow. So let's spend some gold. So we'll drop all these. And these. And then we mustn't forget to grab some strength here. And then we can drop this, 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 and this. Not your fault but mine, and it was your heart on the line. Nope. Why did that just do that? Weapon set 2. We always want strength, really. So we'll grab that there. Why does it think I have more points than I do? Did I unspec something else? Oh, yes. We're dropping Killer Instinct. And that node. And we'll grab these nodes. We'll grab some skill speed and move speed. And we'll grab a dual socket. And we still have 3 points that I'm going to spend on physical damage. Another 32% there. Very efficient. Very efficient. Since we're looking at the nodes anyways, do I care about 10 magnitude for 2 points? There's one that you didn't grab yet that you can easily access. Is there? Oh, yes, I see, right. That is a good point. What would we take there? I would have to run the numbers in the spreadsheet. So it would be an extra 0.1. So we're at 5.7 magnitude at the moment. Would it make sense to dab subterfuge mask? Well, no, because we're not using ES. We're using a deflect helm, Gaius. I mean, it's like the nerf was half, right? It halved the bonus you get from it. So I looked at my old build and the subterfuge mask node was, you know, went from plus 8% evasion to plus 4, right? So, but yeah, I think I would rather have a helm that can roll deflection. Now we need a poison jewel, and then we can spreadsheet. Just grab maximum poison mag. What do we grab? They're about a divine for max roll. Oh, there's a 2 divine one here that has movement speed. Any suggestions? BD Dwarf, welcome to the stream. Any suggestions on campaign boss damage? I'm on our Act 4 poison variant and the bosses take forever. I can't get past the prince because I don't damage fast enough and he eventually hits and one-shots me. I mean, single target damage is the strength of this build in campaign. It's normally clear that's quite slow. Do you have a high physical damage crossbow? All the bosses should be very quick. I mean, the prince is difficult because he's hard to hit, right? He jumps around a lot. Physical DPS is 300. I mean, you should be doing a lot of damage with that setup. I can't say that, yeah, the single target was the issue. Now, yeah, if it was like packs of monsters not dying quick enough, I would understand. 300 physical DPS. I mean, what crossbow was I using in Interludes 1? Let's have a look. So my crossbow in Interludes 1 was 379 physical DPS. So I did take a snapshot. So this was my setup. I was using Snakebite. I had this piercing crossbow that I just bought off trade. That has 379 DPS. With some crit and attack speed. I was using this for both frag rounds and high velocity rounds. Skill wise, we had frag rounds with poison, nimble reload, streamline rounds, rapid attacks. I had found quite a few greater jeweler's orbs by this point, so I was using 3 of them. High velocity rounds had brutality, close combat, deliberation, and heft. I assume you've got all of these. So you're breaking armor, your Riven with high velocity rounds, and then you're switching 2 frag rounds, yeah? I mean, this should do very high damage. Even with a 300 crossbow, he should be going down pretty quick. I mean, it can be hard to get the riven off on him, right? Because he's always jumping around. So I can understand, like, struggling from that regard. Eosa, good to see you. Hey Reed, how's 0.5 treating you? Still working through the campaign with my version of Armor Break Tactician. I remember that build. That was a good build. I'm just going to pick up this jewel for a divine. Magnitude of poison, damage with crossbows. There we go. So the next thing we want to do then, we'll start with a Dextral Necromancy collarbone with Aminamu on this belt. And I'm not going to waste a 1 divine Abyssal Echoes. We're just going to roll the dice. We'll either get stats or Chaos Res. So let's see what we hit. There we go, we did get Chaos Res, nice. I'm using the new Runeforged Blades Ward Rune and using Explosive Shot to break armor to trigger it. It's enough to claim. That works, does it? Nice. There we go, a little boost to Chaos Res there and life. So now I'm at 2k life. Yeah, that sounds really fun, Yosa. Dang. Nice update to my build. Glad to hear it. Sell this. See if we can get maybe a divine for it. I'll start it at 2. Maybe someone will want it. No, I'll put it over 1. Then it'll sell quick. The only thing that seems unfortunate about that is eventually you have to solve for ward sustain. Possibly, yeah. I don't know what ward regen is like. How is your ward sustain? Fire a few rounds of APR into a pack, pin them all in place, and then pop them, and tons of projectiles stray in all directions. That's really cool. I like that idea. That sounds fun. So do you have like armor-piercing rounds and explosive shot on different weapon sets? So you can fire them off quickly? Mark Taylor, hello, welcome to the stream. Okay, so the question with this crossbow, first is, do I fracture it? And then maybe don't craft on it. Because if we hit the +4 proj as a fracture, then I could technically spend another 15 divines and guarantee Gainer's Fizz. But that would make this crossbow very expensive. What's the other option is we slam it with a double Perfect Exalt. Now the problem with Perfect Exalts is I cannot roll attack speed because the attack speed modifiers are all lower than level 50. So the question is, do I try and open up the number of good rolls, right? Attack speed would be a pretty good roll with a greater exalt and save some money, right? These are 2.2 divines, perfect exalts. So I hit it with a greater, or do I hit it with fractured? Are like a divine at the moment, I think. They're dropping in price a little, or are they going up? They're 1.5 divines. They've dropped a bit since everyone found out you can get them really easily. So they are currently dropping in price. So I'm not sure how to craft the rest of this crossbow. I forgot my YouTube account had my full name on it. That jump scared me. Sorry. Sorry, MT. I'll call you MT. You should ping your Discord when you're going live, bruv. Yes, I was looking at that earlier. But I did not set it up yet. I think I need to get something like Streamcord, right? Or maybe I could just do an at everyone, eh? Or set up the notification squad or something like that. Yeah, Runeforge Blades uses, is it a percentage of your max ward? Right, it's not flat. I can't remember. What are the Dream Slams? So the Dream Slam would probably be if we're not... Oh, it is flat? If we're not doing the gain as Fizz craft, right, by spending 15 divines on a Astrid's Creativity, then the Dream Slam would be hybrid Fizz, attack accuracy on the prefix, and probably crit on the suffix. If we hit a greater, then we would be very happy with attack speed. This crossbow already cost me 24 divines. So the question is, how much more do I want to invest in it? Or do I want to just use it as is and then save up and do an Astrid's Creativity craft? Because to be honest, we do the Astrid's Creativity craft, and if we hit the fracture, maybe I just try and fracture it now, and then that decides whether or not we finish it, right? Vulcan, welcome to the stream. What are the main pros and cons of your Pathfinder version compared to the Witch Hunter versions? So the pros are we don't get knocked down when we're sprinting, which is pretty good because we sprint a lot in bosses and in maps. We get double stacks of poisons, which is really good for the fragmentation round spam. I would say the con is that clear is probably better with Witch Hunter. You don't get as high a single target, but you'll get much better clear, I think is the trade-off, right? And then Pathfinder's a bit more mobile, Witch Hunter is a bit tankier. So half a dozen of one, 6 of the other. All right, I guess okay, I'm going to buy a fracturing orb and we're going to fracture and then see what happens. All right, they are quite expensive, eh? Just under 2 divines. But hey, if we hit the proj, then we could make a very, very good crossbow. YOLO, baby. YOLO. Just hit. Wow, someone beat me to it. Yeah, why do people always go more than one above? Just go one above. Do you not understand market dynamics? That shouldn't take long to fill out. All right, we'll start with a fracture, then we'll decide what to do. If we miss the fracture, then we can just probably slam it with a greater exalt. There we go. Boom. All right, we hit the fizz. Okay, so we're not going to do the Astrid's Creativity craft. So now the question is, perfect exalt or greater exalt? Your clear speed looks super respectable. I think your increased movement speed while shooting probably offsets the clear speed bonus of the cull. It's not just the cull, right? I also really like for poison and bleed builds with Witch Hunter, Decimating Strike also gives you like really high initial poisons and bleeds, which is nice. Oh, Alright, we've got cold damage and loads an additional bolt. There we go. It's over. I'm going to stop thinking about it. We just did it. Alright, apparently people are selling these for 13 divines. I'm going to throw this up for 15 divines. Actually, maybe someone will want the LE damage to attacks. Yeah. I'm going to throw this up for 25. Still a solid upgrade. Yeah, I mean the cold damage isn't terrible, right? It's T5 cold damage. We might be able to whittle that actually. Let me check the modifiers. 54. Loads an additional bolt is 55. Attacks chain is 65. I think we might be able to whittle this, you know. T3 is 60. Yeah, I think that's we could have another go. Is emergency reload worth using at all, or does shard scavenger make it redundant? Yeah, you could emergency reload onto high velocity rounds. Or you're talking about the permafrost. Oh, no, you're talking about armor break tactician. Oh, you're asking me to remember like 2 leagues ago. Yeah, whittles are quite cheap because they're quite plentiful at the moment. We even have a whittle that we're currently. Oh, they're going up. Are they going down? I have a whittle on a ritual that we can pick up soon. All right, let's see. Oh, there's more magnitude of poison here. Oh, I didn't even know that. Look, 20% poison mag. And increased duration against slowed enemies. Hang on a minute. Where? How do I not even know about this cluster? 40%, and we're slowing, right? Especially now with we're maiming, right? Maimers are slow. And Herald of Plague. Have I not memorized every detail of all your builds for the past few years? I'm sorry, Eosa, I haven't. To the sun, in a tongue understood by no one. All right, so we have a duration node over here. What can we drop? We want this cluster. We really want this cluster. We can drop this node. Can't believe I didn't see that before. And then these two, and we'll just grab duration and magnitude. Fuck yeah. All right. And then we're going to throw a deadly poison into armor piercing rounds because it does too much damage. An embarrassment of riches. You might break free. Do we use emergency reload on armor break tactician? You can, yeah, I mean you can. You can, yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a damage upgrade. It's just a case of whether you want to press the button. For instance, I don't really want to press it on this build, even though it would technically be a damage upgrade. So the life removed from decimating strike is used in the poison calculation? I believe so, but I could be wrong. Between your eyes. Oh, You know what? I'm now not confident. It says hits remove 5 and 30% of life. So I actually don't. I'm not confident, actually. Sorry. It would be worth testing. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought it did the hit, but it says remove, and I don't know actually. I'm just confidently wrong there, I guess. I'm starting to feel like I made a mistake by not following a guide. I'm stuck in T6 and I don't know how to fix it. Remind me what you're playing, Vulcan? Alright, let's drop Heft for Deadly Poison. And then get back to the grind. We are now doing 6 mod maps with triple ritual tablets. Yeah, sorry, I meant Koala. Remind me what you're playing, Koala? We need to close the southern crack. And we're doing triple ritual tabs in our Abyss quest with 6 mod T15s with our brand new crossbow. Crossbow on Titan with permafrost and frag rounds with Raptor for clear and HVR for bosses. Vulcan with the Prime subscription. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Pretty good. One Prime for one build, a fair exchange, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Maybe I just need to grind a bit and it solves itself with a bit of gear. Possibly. Our alchemy is still more expensive than exalts, possibly, right? Yeah, a little bit. We use them a lot, so. They've made these waves a lot less obnoxious, eh? That come out of the Come out of the remnant. So the next upgrades I'm going to be looking for is probably level 20 skill gems. Maybe some better rings. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing HVR for single target, then obviously average damage is the really important number that you need to be getting as high as possible. For like T6 map bosses, I don't know, like 50k should be plenty if you're doing frag round spam. Or you're doing like multi-shot stuff with HVR. Wonder what the meta is for getting level 20 gems now. Temple isn't super easy to get super high. Maybe it's Expedition for the big remnants. Yeah, I mean, I've not seen a level 20 gem. The best remnant I've had was I think it was a 9 slot remnant, and it gave me 3 perfect exalts. Is the best one I've had so far. Mostly struggle with survivability. That can be an issue with permafrost, eh? If you miss some of the mobs when you're trying to freeze them. But I'm surprised you're struggling with survivability on Titan. I'm so confused. I can't turn Eternal Rage back on. It says not usable with the current weapon set settings. Anyone got a clue? Yes, Gaius Quintus is right. That it needs to be able to be equipped in both weapon sets. Are you missing strength in weapon set 2 or something? Or do you have something else turned on spirit-wise in weapon set 2 that might be stopping it? Oh, sorry if you tried to post a link, Remarkable. Links are disabled in my chat, unfortunately. Alright, I mean, the damage is feeling much better with this crossbow. Who would have thought a +4 proj crossbow would have more damage? We could even eke out a bit more with some Masterwork runes. Though Masterwork runes are shooting up in price. I don't know if anyone's noticed. They were really cheap, and now I think everyone's realized how strong they are. How many chains do I have? Whips and chains. 2. One from the crossbow and one from Dominus's grasp. And one for my wallet. Think. Pickpockets are in shambles, exactly. You've been saving all the ones you got as you assume they're pretty strong? Yeah, they're going up in price. And perfect runes are like a div each. I guess because you have to destroy the equipment they're in, but... And people aren't running temple for the extraction device, I guess is actually the thing that keeps them high in price. I haven't checked what the price of rune extractors is, but I imagine it's quite high. You can only get them from architect rooms as well, right? They're not from the normal T3 rooms. Everyone hates non-juice temples. I mean, I haven't tried it yet. We'll be doing it at some point. I haven't even looked at the Atlas tree for it. Architect only, yeah. That would explain the price of perfect runes then. What do we got here? Chaotic quantity? It's probably worthless, right? 10x? Seeing stars. Dextral crystallization. Alright, we'll take these. Reroll. The snake pit worth deferring? No. There's a whittling. And another whittling. There we go. It's raining whittlings. Idol of Uldern. Not really worth anything. The Anvil. Not worth anything. We just keep deferring the whittlings, eh? Oh, we still have a ritual remaining. Whoops. I thought I'd done them all. I forget I get 5 rituals by using 3 tablets. Alright, this is feeling very, very strong. I wonder how quick the boss is gonna go down. I think I've doubled my DPS with my recent upgrades, at least. Probably could have bought this whittling. The monks need the perfect runes because you can't use the masterwork on the runes slotted in the extra slots. Ah, right. I remember everyone complaining the first week of last league how poverty the temple felt. I liked mid-range temples. I think they're still pretty recording. I think the main issue is the eye level of the temple, right? Mid-range temples were really good because they were at least still item level 81 or area level 81. That's the big nerf that makes me hesitant. I guess I fixed it. I destroyed the previous Eternal Rage and just made a new one from a Spirit Gem. It's active again. Did you make a lower level one? Was it the strength requirement? What was that damage? I don't even know if it was even the poison. I can't select anything in my inventory. What's happening? Why can't I select this heavy belt? Oh, there we go. I needed to equip it and unequip it. And the same with that, alright. I killed the boss too quick and bugged out my inventory, it seems. Need to find the last abyss because this is a quest area. Surprised they don't give controller players a sort all inventory. That would be nice. Man, Kulamak is going to be a toast, isn't he? That was absolutely ridiculous. And we found 2 divines in that map. I feel like I've accidentally enabled bucklers on my loot filter, and I can't be bothered to go and fix it. Alright, chance for rogue exiles to be influenced by the abyss. Does that mean we want to upgrade our atlas tree then to give me more rogue exiles when there's a powerful map boss? I think we can do effectiveness now as well, as our damage is crazy. Should we give bosses shrine buffs? Actually, I'm not sure on my defenses yet, so I'm not going to give bosses shrine buffs. Alright, let's do the Abyssal Depths, and then we can do the next map. So to add runic water items later on, you have to sack armor and evasion. That is correct, Eosa. That is one of the things people are saying is quite bad about it, that you have to give up quite a lot, and it doesn't feel worth it. I guess if you're doing a build where you want to spend lots of runic ward, it might feel worth it. Or on like specific ascendancies, like Huntress, right, where you could give up your evasion on your chest for a bunch of runic ward and then take the ascendancy node that halves the evasion anyway. There are body armor rooms which give ward 5% of HP. That's true. Interesting. I'll have to monitor the scaling of this runic support cost, I suppose. The biggest issue with ward investment is there is no passive tree investment to go along with it. If the game had tattoos to go with ward, it would be perfect, really. Yeah, I guess they want you to use runes, though. You see the rares popping? That's because one of them died to poison, and then the bursting plague just obliterates anything stood next to it. I finished the Rite of the Nameless ritual yesterday, and fucking hell, it was hard. The only one I didn't die in was the last one with all 5 bosses. Somehow I managed to luck my way through it. But yeah, when one of the bosses died, Bursting Plague made the rest of them vaporize. I hate these, like, floaty things. They do so much damage. I guess the meta will be if you need ward for a skill to sacrifice the defenses like your gloves or something, since defenses are too valuable to give up on your chest and helm. Yeah, depending on the ascendancy, eh? I'm sure there's going to be a good, like, ward huntress build. You could do, like, a ward huntress build with a brass dome, a rune-forged brass dome. So you get crit immunity. You don't care about the fact that you've lost your chest, and you get a shitload of runic ward. I reckon that would be a good base. They said in the video they stagger spawns, which is technically true, but they still come out pretty quick. I found sometimes it staggered, and sometimes it didn't. Sometimes they all just came out immediately. Dangerous is this one. I think that map we just did had damages extra chaos and I didn't die, so my defenses are feeling pretty good. I mean, that doesn't mean I won't just get popped randomly, but we will see. If only I could get 3.5k life normally, eh? This build is feeling pretty good. I wonder how hard the Arbiter of Divinity's second go round is. I wonder how much HP he has. I feel like I would vaporize him. Font of Power. I saw one of the other creators that I know, Definitive. He has completed his whole Atlas tree and all of the quest lines in, what, 2.5 days played? Good lord, Jeebus, yeah. The man has been a grindin'. I think I won't be far off that, but I did a good half a day, if not more, of faffing around. If I'd have focused, I think you can do it quicker than that. If you do it the most efficient way. But is the most efficient way the most fun way? Probably not. Also depends on what build you're playing, eh? How quickly your build scales. How do I manage ammo on a controller, Mr. Furious? I have one of my ammo slots set to just the same button all the time, frag rounds, and then I just swap between the other shot with 2 face buttons. My muscle memory is pretty good these days for it. And then if I need to reload the second shot, the frag rounds, I have it on the alternate weapon. It's clunky, but you know, we make it work. We make do with what we're given in order to use the gunning skills. Fuck yeah. Is Font of Power worth anything? No, of course not. Still got 2 rituals remaining, so we'll wait. T4 flat fizz. You call yourself a T4 weapon? If I want to swap between 2 ammo types, I have to do it as intended. What do you mean as intended? Please say more. You have 2 options. One is to have each weapon on one set, right? So, you know, you have both a crossbow in both sets, and you set slot 1 to one button and slot 2 to the other, and then you don't need to worry about changing. The other is that you just accept that you need to swap ammo. Boom, boom, ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. I think we can safely say that this is the medium investment version of the build when I do my next update. And then after that, the sky is the limit if we can grind enough divines. Get us some sick lineage gems. So setting frag rounds to weapon slot 1 and frost shards to weapon slot 2. Can I do it with one crossbow? Yes. So on controller, you can set a... Let me just drop these. You can set the same crossbow to both weapons by... You see at the bottom there of the screen, it says share weapon set. So for me, it's hold down controller. And you see it puts the same weapon in both sets. So you don't need two crossbows. You just need to share the crossbow between the weapon sets. Oh, that reminds me, another change I made. I went and got myself a 3-socket Rampart Raptor, and you'll see that I've got 2 runes in it. They are called Greater Runes of Alacrity. Alacrity? Greater Rune of Alacrity. They're about a third of the cost of attack speed runes, and they give 8% skill speed. They cost about a divine each. Alacrity. Yeah. Alacrity. Hello, kitty. So they're still not cheap, and they're not quite as good as attack speed. I'm not sure why, but if you put 8% skill speed into Path of Building, gives less attack speed and reload speed than 5% attack speed. If anyone can explain to me why that is, I would be very interested. Does skill speed just have worse scaling? What was the question? Why is 8% skill speed worse than 5% attack speed? Or is it because soul cores of attack speed are local to the crossbow? That's probably it, isn't it? It's because it's local and skill speed is global. I think I just answered my own question. I think, yeah, attack speed soul cores must be local. That would explain it, right? I have more attack speed from the gem. That's a good point as well, yeah. It doesn't interact with streamlined rounds. That's a good point. Where is the last enemy hiding? There he is. Should we just buy this whittling? Oh no, it's 5k. Never mind. We'll just defer it. Anything else we want? Should probably actually be looking at these uniques as well, eh? Apep Supremacy. Oh, 1 exalt. Never mind. We'll just keep deferring. And there we go. We can buy a whittling. What about the swap ammo hotkey? I don't know how to get normal crossbow shot out of the rotation. Yeah, I don't use the cycle crossbow ammo hotkey, Mr. Furious. I just do it with the buttons that I set myself. I find I have more control that way. Oh, I didn't even check the uniques before I started spending. Thankfully, they're all shit. Shall I give 6 tribute to the king? Thank you very much. Ooh, another depths. Well, I don't know if we're going to be finding any Heart of the Wells, but maybe we do some overrun before we start specking into Heart of the Wells being better. You gotta find them first, eh? Where do I set the weapon slot to skills on controller? I can't find it. What do you mean, where do you set the weapon slot to skills? Oh, I see. Right, got you. I know what you mean. Right, so if you go to the bind screen. So for me, it's like action button down, open this screen. Then when you hover over a skill, you can hold down, it says hold down square, and you can set it there. Yeah, it's not very obvious, is it? They don't make our life easier, eh? Are you using a PlayStation controller? Just so I know whether I can just use PlayStation buttons as shorthand. More forevermore. Should we whittle our crossbow? Should we see what it's going to give us? We want a coat of red. Nope. Thank you very much. I use a Logitech controller. You ditch the bolt load. No, I think it's going to hit the cold damage. Yeah, it's going to hit the cold damage. How much are Perfect Chaos? They're quite cheap at this point of the league, right? Oh, there's still 2 divines. We just hit it with a greater. It's like 7x.
All right, your order is registered.
All right. Should we see if we can hit hybrid fizz percentage? We believe. T2 lightning? What the fuck? All right, that's pretty good. I'll take that. Fucking hell, look at this crossbow. Imagine if I was playing galvanic shards. This crossbow for galvanic shards is insane. This has got to be now, like, anyone who's playing lightning crossbow, I've just made like a 100 div crossbow easy. Yeah. This is a 100 plus divine crossbow now. But hey, we might get some shocks. Easy. It's easy, right? You spend 30 divines and you make a 100 div crossbow. This game is very easy. Be interested to see if we do start shocking. It's probably pretty unlikely. Still only half a headhunter though. I'm not seeing any shocks yet, but things are dying pretty quick, so... Boom, 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 boom. Bless this luck. See, now I'm going to post the medium investment version of this build. And I'm going to get so many comments about how I'm using 100 Divine Crossbow. It's not my fault. Not my fault I'm lucky. I missed out on a really good deal earlier though. I was keeping an eye on the market while I was saving up, and someone posted a T2 fizz percentage plus 5 projectile crossbow for 10 divines. It went very quickly. Someone got themselves a very good deal, and it didn't come back on the market, so it looks like someone did craft it at least. Then there was the crossbow I'm using, which was T2 fizz percentage and plus 4 for like 24 divines, and then someone had a T2 fizz percentage bad roll and plus 2 proj for like 10 divine, I think. But yeah, I think the person who posted the plus 5 probably missed out on, I don't know, at least 30 divines. I reckon 40 divines it would have gone for a plus 5. $40 or $50. It's for the second best crafting base. My map sustain's feeling pretty good now. I'm finding more maps than I'm using. What is this? Double extra damage? No. We're good. I hope I only have to close 2 cracks to finish this quest. If not, it might be the longest quest. I've already closed 1 crack today. Hey! You can go as deep as you like. Has anyone been island hopping yet? Is it fun? I'm kind of leaving it till last. So I'll probably do it before Temple, actually. Was it green or did you manage to get that looked at? The crack I closed. My big green crack. Well, it's not my big green crack, is it? It's Coolamax crack. You got any of them... Oh. Cracks? Hopefully you didn't super glue it shut. No, I filled it with... No, I can't think of fun. What did I fill it with? Can't think of anything funny to have filled it with. I'm hesitant to really jump in since I saw a few people post about progression issues. Oh. Getting off-screened by a solar beam. I think GGG already fixed bugs, but I'm sticking to the quests and masters I know I can do without too much worry. In the hopes to get irons out. Yeah, I think they said they fixed most of the progression bugs. And even unstickened? They even unstickened people who had run into the bug, so I think it should be fine. Was Expedition one of the ones that had the bugs? Fucking tiny monsters. I'm hoping level 20 skill gem prices come down a bit, and Perfect Jeweler's Orb. Feels like it's a bit too expensive at the moment to craft a level 21 skill gem, but maybe that's a good thing. They were probably a bit too easy to get before as well with Omens of Corruption and the double gem corrupt. Excuse me. Ooh, a radiator tablet. Chance orbs are holding their value pretty well. I guess they must have increased the rarity of Headhunter, eh? The fact that it's 200 divines. I don't think they started that high last league, right? I mean, I know they went down to like 5 divines by the end of the league because it was so common. But I think they had them in the wrong tier. So maybe they've made them rarer. I don't know if that was in the patch notes though. I don't remember seeing it. They did make it T0, which it wasn't before. Yeah, it was way too easy to get before, right? Alright, a nice boss that doesn't go invulnerable. Let's see how we do against her, right? Yeah, pretty good. And imagine if I had Berserk on. Berserk and Attrition. I probably don't need Attrition. I killed Tangmazu earlier using Berserk. Went pretty well. Oh, T4. Tangmazu was a significantly easier fight than the Bowdark. I did the Bowdark last night after the stream. Which is probably best so I don't spoil it for anyone, right? It's best to experience these new bosses yourselves. The Bodark is a interesting fight. It's not very clear what's happening a lot of the time. But it was pretty cool. It was a big, like, it was a very cool set piece, I'll say that. It's very epic. I did one-shot him, but I feel like that was luck. I'm not sure if I am going to stream every night this week. I know I was planning to, but I feel like I should spend some time with my girlfriend. So I think I will do that tomorrow night at least. But I will update the Discord with my plans. And then as always, when I'm going to stream, I normally set up the YouTube like live thing the same day as I'm going to stream. X-Doxes, cool build. Thank you. I think it's pretty cool as well. I'm really struggling with the clear on this build. Bosses insta-die, but my clear feels very bad with a 600 DPS crossbow and full support sockets for APR. What tier of maps are you in, TJ? Do I play with viewers or no viewers? No, I play solo, Doxes. Tier 3 and 4. Interesting. It should be okay. One of the things I would recommend as you're moving up through the tiers is to not have effectiveness on your... if you're using tablets. The clear didn't feel too bad for me with a 600 DPS crossbow. At the lower tiers. I didn't upgrade to the 700 DPS crossbow until I was in T15s. I get that. I took a 3-hour break yesterday afternoon and evening after dinner to hang with my girlfriend so she didn't feel super ignored. She was on a work trip last league start, so she didn't quite get the full experience of how locked in I get. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit bad as well. I think should spend some quality time with her. I said I would be away for the weekend, but I don't think it would be fair for me to stream every night this week as well. So I won't. I'll at least take tomorrow night with her. And then maybe put out an update video on Thursday. My clear looks better here on T15 than yours does down in the slums. Well, okay, that's because I've just upgraded to a very expensive crossbow. What's my played? You're going to shame me with a slash played, Iosa? Alright, here we go. 2 days, 6 hours. Anyways, I noticed you were the top player on PoE Ninja. Grats. Top player? What do you mean top player? Top of what? While we're here, you might as well do deaths. Oh man, I died quite a few times in the campaign because I went and checked something in the room. 63. Pathfinder life, baby. Oh, for our build. Is that because I think like isn't the Pathfinder Like it's like 0.5% of the player base, right, is playing Pathfinder at the above level 90. All right. We got 7k tribute. Nice. We'll do a couple of rerolls though. Skyfall is the expensive spear, right? Also, is the Sunken Vessel a new chest that converts all armor to evasion and physical damage of hitting you is unlucky? This seems like a pretty cool chest. I don't know about you guys. Chance to avoid projectiles, physical damage is unlucky, and converts all armor to evasion. It's pretty cool, right? Seems pretty common. Two armor scraps. Make some space for a couple of armor scraps. I've only really now started becoming aware of most uniques. When I was in trade, I would just dust 99% of them unless my loot filter told me it was decent. Build is slapping. Thank you, Helen HD. It is indeed slapping hard. In SSF now, I need to read them all to see if there's anything remotely useful. Yeah, that's the nice thing about SSF, mate, right? It makes you look at all the uniques. Oh, I can't do overrun stuff. I guess we'll do more monsters. Alright, two more maps. Two more maps, baby. The crack is closing. Release the Kraken. Inconceivable. Crafted a crossbow yesterday and it's beautiful. Yeah, we just crafted a new crossbow as well. We accidentally hit T2 lightning and load an extra bolt. It's time to switch to galvanic shards, I think. It's probably worth hitting this with a couple of masterwork runes, actually. Get another 4% fizz damage. And then Val infuse it. Damn, that's beautiful. Yeah. I spent like 30 divines on it and now it's worth over 100. At least. The question is ES EV still worth it? I have spec'd out of ES. I've gone full evasion deflect. So I swapped my hybrid chest for a 60 spirit, 1500 evasion deflect rating chest. Ideally, it would be more like 1200 with 200 life, but you know, what can you do? I'm not made of divines. So yeah, I'm pure evasion now. And then tree-wise, I've dropped the monk area and I've gone down here so I could get an extra jewel socket and some increased damage prevented from deflected hits. We also get more from bestial skin. All good stuff. Any chance I can get a screenshot real quick? You should just be able to open up my ninja. If you do exclamation ninja, let me make sure it's updated. Read more book, 4 hours ago. Let me refresh the character on ninja. There we go. If you do exclamation ninja, it's all updated. You are not machines. You are men. We are PoE machines. Good tune, yeah. Love this song. Paolo Nutini, right? Iron Sky by Paolo Nutini. You saw him at Castlefield Bowl in Manchester. Oh, I've never seen Paolo Nutini live. That must have been awesome. Jealous. But festival season is nearly upon us. I think the person I'm most excited to see live this summer is Ren. I don't know if you guys have ever listened to Ren's music. He's like a British... what would you describe him as? Bardcore? I mean, he went super viral, right, with Hi Ren, so I imagine if anyone's into music, they've heard the song. But he's going to be playing at Boomtown, and I'm very excited. He's going to be playing main stage at Boomtown, which is incredible, right, considering he basically came from nowhere like a couple of years ago. And now he's main staging Boomtown. Incredible work. He's a really good artist. His like storytelling, his like cinematography, his musicality, he's just a very, very talented man. Hi Ren, the Psycho song, yeah, where he's singing to himself. Oh man, the first time I saw that, it just blew me away. I think I cried a little bit. And then I just showed it to all of my friends one by one. And I didn't tell them anything about it before I put it on. Helen HD with the Prime subscription. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Oh. I think the best thing about Pathfinder is actually just being able to sprint when you're in like a big crowd and not have to worry. It's pretty useful. Finding a gap by running fast. It came in very useful on Arbiter of Divinity, I'll just say that. Oh, stop hiding. Loving your work, got a support? I appreciate that, thank you very much. I'm glad my work resonates with people. I mean, it might just be confirmation bias, but swapping Heft for Deadly Poison definitely feels like my clear is better. It feels like the poison's doing more damage is what I wanted for the sake of some total DPS. F Jello, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Oh, and we hit our arbitrary number goal. You are follower 240, F Jello. These rituals are getting a bit dicey, eh? We still have 2 more to go. Arbitrary congratulations then. I still remember seeing your how to make a build video and it felt prophetic since I was going through that progression myself at the exact same time. Yeah, it seems I dropped that video around the right time, right? People were, the league was long in the tooth. And I think a lot of people were looking to experiment with build making, so I think I got very lucky with when I dropped that. The 8% move speed while sprinting feels so good in campaign. Oh yeah, there are some really cool twink runes, eh? If they just add heirloom skill gems, we'll really be cooking. Maple Nito, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. I might pick up the poison immunity node. Feels like these like little poison clouds that sometimes get left behind are pretty dangerous for me. Especially if I'm going to be doing a lot of ritual. There's a lot of poison damage, eh? Like these, oh wait, these yellow puddles are fizz damage though, aren't they? That do like crazy high damage. I mean, I'm using it on my first run through. Ah, nice, Yosa. Only discovered your videos last week. Love the chill vibe you bring. Thank you, Maple Nito. Welcome to the stream. I appreciate you saying that. I'm so excited to take CI for the same reason. So many waystones roll enemies poison bleed on hit. Can't wait to ignore all that. Well, at least a bleed is not anywhere near as dangerous as it used to be, eh? I found like a bleed charm was almost mandatory before, and now I don't feel like I need it at the very least. Aggravated bleed being gone is a good change in my opinion. It feels like in a game that requires a lot of movement that you shouldn't be put in a position where you need to not move. Apart from in very specific situations like Nameless King. And at least in the Nameless King, you get cursed with the thing that means you have to stop moving, but you have time to plan for it. Whereas aggravated bleeds was more of a gotcha. I think they might have just changed it because it was incompatible with the ethos of the game. Gaius would be my inkling. And it was very difficult to tell when you were bleeding and aggravated. I mean, he only had 1,000,000 health, so... F Jello, can I play your build in SSF? I'm going to be honest, I think with the crafting changes, this would be a long journey in SSF. Can I talk through how to get Riven? I'm not sure I'm getting it, and I think that's my DPS issue. Yes, so Riven procs when you hit an enemy with fully broken armor with high velocity rounds. So there's 2 stages of armor break, right? There's armor broken and there's fully broken armor. So when you deal enough armor break, you'll get a different debuff that says fully broken armor, which actually increases the damage they take a little bit more than just having all of their armor gone. And they'll get a special animation around them that will look like these yellow triangle shards, and you'll see a different icon on their health bar. When you get that, then you hit them with a high velocity rounds, and that will apply versus armor broken. 1, it'll do more damage, and 2, it'll give them Riven armor for 5 seconds. Now, it says or until fully broken armor is removed, but that doesn't really matter because fully broken armor lasts a lot longer than 5 seconds, so this only really makes a difference if you take too long. Once Riven armor is applied, then you can start shooting fragmentation rounds. And each fragment of fragmentation rounds will do 5% of the high velocity damage, because that's what Riven does. 5% of the pre-mitigation hit damage. So you'll get 60% of your high velocity rounds with every hit of fragmentation rounds. Was that clear? Let me know if you have any other questions, Bdorf. How am I liking 0.5, asked Soulfry. I am liking it quite a lot. At first, when I first got to maps, I was incredibly overwhelmed. And I faffed around a lot, kind of jumping around, doing lots of different things, and didn't really make any progress. And then I decided to just pick one thing and finish it. So I decided to do Arbiter first. And once I did that, things got a lot less overwhelming and stressful. And now I'm having a lot of fun. I'm just working my way through the quest lines. We're making decent money. Also, when I did the Delirium questline earlier, and now Delirium is rewarding in maps. So now it turns out Delirium is just completely unrewarding until you've done the questline and got a bunch of the passive points. So I don't think it's worth doing at all until you start getting things like this one that gets you more unique shards. The unique bosses in T15 maps, I've done 3 of them, and 2 of them dropped suffering emotions, which was like a couple of div each. So yeah, once you do the Delirium questline, I mean, it's still really hard. I think Delirium's still a bit overtuned, so I wouldn't do it first. But I'm finding Delirium is actually quite rewarding when it pops up now. Not that I can roll it now because we're using 3 ritual tablets. We can't get anything except ritual. Yeah, the crafting changes made martial weapons such a bigger hassle to get and get a great craft online. Yeah, I think that would make this a pretty tricky build in SSF. If you don't mind spending a long time making your way through the progression tiers, I think it would be fine, but I'm not going to say that I would recommend it. If you are an experienced player, you could make it work. But if you're following my build guide, then I would imagine you would have a pretty rough time in SSF. Sorry, I was locked into work stuff. You said you were getting more stuff out of Delirium now. Did it take tree progression? Yes, Gaius. Yeah, basically I went and did the quest line and now Delirium feels rewarding. It still feels really hard, but it feels rewarding. I was planning focusing Delirium. Would you say it's not the best to start with? No, it's really difficult, Eosa. Delirium difficulty scaling is really high. It's tough. I would not start with it. The enemies hit fast and they hit hard. The effectiveness scaling as you move into the fog ramps up really quickly. And until you've done the quest, it's not even rewarding. I would start with something like... I mean, yeah, I don't know actually what I would start with in hindsight. Thanks to your guide, I finally made it into mapping properly, and yeah, Delirium seems to make every enemy way tougher. Yeah, more toughness, more effectiveness, more damage. Finally, your explanation helps me figure out how out the Riven and just took down the Prince. Thank you. Oh, glad to hear it, B-Dorf. Well, now your single target will be crazy good, eh? It's also bugged. It doesn't drop rewards at the end. So it does drop rewards at the end when you've done the quest. But until you've done the quest, it can't drop the rewards. And the rewards are simulacrum splinters. So if you make it to the end of if I make it to the end of a Delirium map now, I get a stack of splinters. Some of the rewards of League mechanics are gated behind doing the quest. Basically, if something isn't giving you anything, it's because they want you to do the quest. Now, I would like it to be more rewarding before you do the quest, but, you know. I think they might tune it since it feels so much worse than anything else at the baseline with no investment. Yeah, that's true. They do need to give you more rewards without having to have done the quest. It's not like the quest is easy, right? You have to do like a bunch of Delirium fog maps. And for some reason, when I did the quest line, I did the maps that led to the simulacrum, and then it wouldn't let me in because my fog level wasn't at 100%. It was at 99%. So I had to run another map, which meant I had to do the map at 120% delirious. Also, map mods affect Simulacrum now, even though it's got less waves. Yeah, you have to put in a T14 map to do a simulacrum. I think it's T14. I'm not going to lie, I just put in a blue map because I wanted to get the quest done. Tang Mazu is a very easy boss though, I found. At least the questline version is. Simu was already insane, but it only goes to 7 waves now. But then they've made Delirious scaling harder, so yeah. I mean, my sim was fine. But this build is very good at Simulacrum. Because I don't need corpses. Even though Bursting Plague technically destroys corpses, it doesn't need them to go off. because it's a non-death effect, not a corpse explosion, whereas something like Herald of Ice does need corpses to go off. I'm not going to keep deferring these snake bites. It's not worth it. Chaotic rarity. 2x. Demon Stitches. 1x. I guess we just buy this then. Oh, is that exactly enough? Is the map complete? It is. All right. I was so bummed when I realized my first really good character, Ice Wolf in 0.3, really relied on Herald of Ice. And there was a lot of trouble in Simu. Yeah. Herald of Ice and Simulacrum feels bad, eh? Why do none of these Rogue Exiles have move speed on their boots? What is wrong with them? Why do they gear so bad? They don't even quality their weapon. They did leave an open prefix though. Alright, time for the Southern Crack. Y'all want some of that Southern Crack? Area contain... Oh, area's overrun with Abyss. Does that mean Ritual won't spawn? I guess we'll find out. Soul Fright with the follow. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. A bunch of bums. That said, my last one gave me my current +2 spells amulet, so I can't complain too much. I want a Rogue Exile, don't I? I want some Heart of the Wells. See if I got any Rogue Exile tablets. Apparently not. I wasted the only one I found, eh? Oh, there we go. There's one. Maybe he'll jump in. Wait, what? Oh, you can get 4 tablets in city areas? Did you know that? What the hell? By the way, do I have any recommendations on tweaks for item filters as endgame progression happens? You can use the one I'm using. I just tend to kind of turn off all of the gear I don't want to see. Soul Fright with the tier 1 subscription. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let me share my Filter Blade profile. There is an ad starting in a few seconds, but I'll share it in chat. I cannot guarantee that my filter is good. All I do is I remove all of the armor that I don't want to use myself. But that's the one I use. We'll keep a couple of... Maybe we'll just turn off ritual for this map. Hang on, I want to keep the one that makes... This one has rogue exiles, right? This one has rogue exiles. Oh, I know. I can do an overseer tablet. I'll just do an overseer tablet. Then I get an extra rogue exile. Do I? Yes. The screen clear with explosive shot consuming armor break and runeforged blades is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I imagine it is. Alright, this should give us at least 2 rogue exiles. I was like, why aren't these mobs dying? It's because they're chaos resistant. How dare they? Alright, there's one exile that didn't jump into the overrun abyss pits. I don't think I've ever had a Rogue Exile jump into an Abyss, actually. Never lucky, you know? Never lucky. This might be famous last words, but I gotta say, for 2k life, this build feels relatively tanky. I would take damage, but it all seems very manageable. Maybe they did tune the one-shot stuff a bit. I mean, I only have like, what, 80-ish? Maybe 80 deflect with blind up? This is a good track for the old overrun map. Very epic. Why won't this... Oh, there we go. I'm going to say, why won't this crack open? I need to open the crack so I can close the crack. Oh. Krakens. Runes. Are either of these worth anything? Probably not. Rune of Warding is worth 10 exalts. Rune of Recovery is worth 3. The rare mob that spawned out of a 9-socket remnant earlier was insane. The list of mods that the rare had was like halfway down the screen. It was terrifying. Go empty me bags. Me pockets are full. Jiminy crickets. I got no space in me bags. Well, there's a ring. Shame it's got cast speed. It's almost good. T2 Fizz, T5 Evasion, T2 Fire Resist, and a Chaos Base. I mean, we could YOLO slam it with something. A corrupted sire of shards. Well, at least it has sockets.
Take our gold and go.
Do I not miss the Merc's voice lines? Every day, Eosa, every day I miss the Merc's voice lines. Best voice lines in the game. Every day, my precious. Oof. Yeah, I got saved by deflect there. Yeah, like a candle. I can just pretend to be the Merc myself. Oh, blimey. What else does he say? It's been a while since I've played a Merc, actually. I say a while. Feels like a long time ago now that 0.5 is out. I played a Tactician at the end of 0.4 a few builds ago. Oh, we have a Summoning Circle boss, eh? A Summoning Circle boss in the ritual. At least it's not Asmadi. Remember when Asmadi popped out into the Delirium fog yesterday? And absolutely obliterated me? Just a casual 4 million damage through damage reduction. Sorry, mate. That went right over me head. He says something funny to the Queen of Filth when she spawns as well, right? I can't remember what he says when he walks into her arena. I've done worse. What a lad. Some of the things GGG put into this game. I mean, it's very boy humor, right? But still, it's very funny. Like at Ziri's assets. I mean, they know their primary demographic, but I mean, I can tell from my own YouTube stats what the primary demographic is. Got a jewel drop that gives 18 proj damage if I meleeed in the last 13 seconds. I wish those, like, if you've meleeed bonuses were a bit stronger. They're often not much stronger than just the normal damage boosts. Legit punching things unarmed every 13 seconds now. Well, if you equip a talisman, you can also generate some rage. You could do bear swipes. So I get to drink some water. Already pressing like 4 buttons, my APM could only go so high. But if you're punching things unarmed, then you could swipe things with your bear, right? It's the same button, Neosa. What makes these floating ghost things so tanky? Do they have like insanely high evasion or something? Ooh, an Abyssal Trove Strongbox. Or is it dropped? Buckle. Still no move speed on these boots. He's 75 T3. And attack speed. While I love a triple elemental crossbow, that one's not it. Valid point, it feels less funny though. That's true. Yeah, you keep punching things, man. You're right. That is the funniest way to activate that bonus. If only you could equip like face breakers to an alternate weapon set, eh? Oh, fuck. Oh, that does a lot of damage. Oh, that does a lot of damage. Alright, I was going to try and kill it with APR, but that was a bit dangerous. I swear I've dropped 5 deli tablets and 3 of everything else combined. Yeah, my deli I get more deli tablets than anything else as well. Where are my whittlings at? Umbilicus immortalis. There, me whittling. Might just buy it. I don't know if I can be bothered to keep re-rolling. Don't have my re-roll discounts. Yeah, I think I wasted a few tablets when I first got to maps, but what am I at the moment? Yeah. 2 irradiated, 6 ritual, and I've been using 3 rituals. 14 deli tablets. I haven't done breach in a while. They drop quite regularly though. Abyss is dropping quite a lot from the quest area. Temples seem to come out of every single temple chest, so they're very common. And then overseers are quite rare as well, because I think they only drop from powerful bosses. Return to the Well of Souls. It's going to make me close this other crack, isn't it? Oh, long quest. Oh, nice corrupted 4-mod ring there. If this wasn't corrupted, I could finish this craft. Good lord. Ridiculous. Might still be worth a few exalts, though. Just throw it for like 25 exalts.
Someone is bound to buy.
Still pretty good.
Take our gold and go. Goodbye.
I'm gonna bum bum. Alright. What am I doing? Oh, it wants me to close the other crack? I guess it's one for each of the lords. Oh, and there's a grand mirror here as well. Alright, I mean, does Grand Mirror also guarantee a Delirium mirror? I actually don't know. Alright, all of these have monster life. I'll do this map even though it has crit. Hopefully it'll be alright. I'm gonna go back to running rituals. How's your protagonist? If you're here, how's your martial artist build going? Have you been shooting some bells with your crossbow? Yeah, protagonist is doing crossbow martial. I saw his VODs pop up on my YouTube recommended. I guess he's AFK or elsewhere. You can build combo with any weapon. Yeah, any hit builds combo now with martial artists. So you can do Tempest Bell shenanigans. God, I hate these snakes. Oh my god. Can we just have one invulnerability, please? So obnoxious trying to get the omens from them. They're invulnerable in the cloud, and then they come out of the cloud, and then they're invulnerable again. Yeah, they're my least favorite enemy, I think. The snakes. I guess I should try putting heft back into APR and see if it makes it feel any different. Let's try heft for a bit. See what it does. I think things are dying quicker, but I don't know if that means my clear is better. Kind of tempted to redo my Whirling Assault Titan. Bell being able to ancestrally boost it is massive. Yeah, I think Whirling Assault Bells is one of the popular builds, eh? I actually can't tell if this is better with or without deadly poison. Things are just like exploding so quickly now. It seems better. Maybe doing too much damage isn't an issue. Just because now we're like one-shotting the smaller mobs. I could also just shoot less. I could just like do little bursts and then let the poison kill the mob. Do like burst fire. It's like fighting me. Stand still so I can shoot you. Fucking. He was line of sighting me behind the crates. Oh, that was funny. The Rogue XR AI is pretty good now, eh? Shade. It'd be nice to find some rare uniques, but I think I need to spec into it. I should probably finish the Ritual Atlas tree. Ooh, an Essence of Insanity. I don't think that's a good one, is it? I think it's horror we want. Yeah, it's not a good one. No Tink. Yeah, I think there's one of the Ritual Atlas tree nodes lets you spec into like finding jewelry and belts and stuff. Belts and flasks, I think. Jewelry and flasks. One of the Ritual Atlas nodes lets you spec into finding more jewelry and flasks from your rituals. Belts, charms, and flasks from tainted rituals. So you can spec into tainted here, and then you can get more likely to find headhunters. And mage bloods. I mean, Labianges is really cheap now. I think once you spec into that, Labianges become very common. They've come down in price a hell of a lot. I'm just gonna buy these stupid snake bites. Oh, you're always thinking of the SSF angle. Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably want to do ritual first if I was SSF. It's pretty good for targeting stuff. Oh, that was a very challenging double boss. That was a close call, guys. How did I get so much tribute? I am using 3 ritual tablets, which means I get 5 ritual altars, Whiskey Geek. Oh, right, yeah, I have to choose a map to spread the fog on, eh? Oh, I don't know if the build command is working on YouTube. Oh, there we go. It is working. That's good. The ninja command wasn't working the other day on YouTube. Actually, what I really should, since what I need is chance shards, I have like 20 flasks shaved up. Yeah, but you'll want to be chancing other stuff. I mean, I wasted a bunch of chance orbs and didn't get my Lavianges. I ended up buying one in the end when they got cheap. Where should I put this Delirium fog, eh? Should I put it over by King's March? Or maybe away from King's March? Put it in the Breach Hive. No, I don't think we want to do that. There we go. We just put it up there. It's a shame that doesn't just give you an item. I wish it just gave you an item, unless I missed something. Not sure what else I'll chance, to be honest. I think I burnt close to 100 in 0.4 on Headhunter and never got one. Wow, and that's when they were common, eh? Might as well light them on fire. Yeah, I mean, it was basically 50-50. You must have got very unlucky. I think the actual rates in 0.4 were like 1 in 200. Wow.
Take our gold.
And it was like a T1, right? Was it T1? So what would it be now? It'd be like 1 in 1,000 now? Ignited ground. Chilled ground? Yeah, we're going to do chilled ground. Shingo, I'm currently at the beginning of red maps and I struggle with survivability, still running rage. Anything I should focus on? I'm at 2.3k life, 500 shield, but I guess very low evasion with 32%. Yes, I actually spec'd out of ES and went full evasion. So now I'm at 61 evasion and 69 deflect before blind. I ended up picking up a 60 spirit chest so that I could fit Wind Dancer in. Those would be some tips. 60 spirit chests aren't too expensive, depending on how much gear you've got. But welcome to the stream, by the way, Shingo. Hope you're enjoying the build nonetheless. And I will say that it's an evasion build, so you also do need to be using movement as a defensive mechanism. Standing still is death. Oh, Snappy Cheese. Sorry, I didn't see your follow. Thank you for the follow if you're still here. I appreciate it. Don't know why I missed that. The build is fun once you start using fork and chain. Yeah, it does need a bit of help with the clear, eh? Welcome to the stream, Snappy Cheese. Hope you're having a good time. Hope League Start is treating you well. My offense is the best form of defense stance has been somewhat volatile this patch. Yeah, I mean, offense works until it doesn't, eh? Ah, yes, an Undying Will Snake. Excellent, excellent. It's amazing how much knockback fragmentation rounds has when you're spamming it 10 times a second. Oh, volatile plants. Speaking of volatile, yeah, I think evasion ES was better last patch. I mean, I leaned heavily into Ghost Dance last patch, which helped quite a lot. I found myself in this patch. One, I wasn't using Ghost Dance, and I think that's probably why I just found myself out of ES most of the time. There's a lot of ground degen and stuff like that. It's pretty hard to find space to recharge when you've only got a small amount. So I felt like the buffer wasn't actually acting like very much of a buffer. Do I think Ritual is giving me value compared to other mechanics? I'm finding Whittlings fairly often, yeah, TJ. I mean, I'm not, you know, the biggest currency earner, but even though I'm only half spec'd into the tree, I've had 4 Whittlings? Maybe 5? Since I've been doing this Abyss questline. I think if I spec'd fully into the tree, it would be a lot more valuable. I'm finding Breach quite fun. Yeah? I did Breach for a bit when I first started mapping. It was definitely a fun League mechanic. I can't say I found it very rewarding though. Are you doing any of the crafts, Whiskey Geek? Are you doing like Genesis tree crafting? Oh, something just hit me hard. What is hitting me? Good lord. I have a feeling that I might be not long for this world if that mob that was just doing all that damage appears in this ritual. Let's go back to Deadly Poison and see if it feels different. I actually can't tell. I had to change the right skill, right? Yeah. Oh, just dodged into the explosion there. Wow, they didn't actually do that much damage, did they? That's good to know. Three fingers. How many fingers am I holding up? 3 fingers. Is this the same build you used on Merc? I've tried out your other build that is like this one. Have you tried out your other build that is like this one yet? My Merc build. I've got several Merc builds. I assume you mean maybe the armor break one from 0.3. This is the first build I've tried at this patch. We're going to push this one as far as it'll go. Finish all the quests and do the farm versions of the pinnacles. And then we probably won't be revisiting any other builds until later on. But I played this build last league on Pathfinder. Though Eosa, who's in the chat, is doing a armor break Merc build, which sounds very, very fun using Runeforged blades. Okay, I think in like type packs, Deadly Poison is better, right? I'm getting much better prolif. So like once the poison starts going, it seems to do a better job. I'm not even shooting, and that was just clearing mobs as they were spawning, so I think Deadly Poison is better. I've not really left the Ancients Fortress much yet. Did a couple of minor crafts, but nothing fancy. Got it, thank you. It's a cool build. You're welcome, and thank you. It is a cool build. I love shooting my poison machine gun. Trying to build in rage with bear swipes is proving a step too far. Yeah. It's a bit jarring to switch to bear, isn't it? I did find that actually when I tried that tech. I did not enjoy it, and nor did I enjoy doing ferocious roar because it seemed to like stop me in place and got me killed a few times. When you're used to being so mobile with your crossbow, and then all of a sudden you have to stop to do something. Not built to be in melee so much either, and you eat so many hits in bear, yeah. You got bear baited, baby. I give terrible advice. Telling people to do things I wouldn't do. Sorry, who is doing the armor bait build? Eosa89, who you'll see on the screen, who's in Twitch chat. 18 proj damage isn't worth this? No, it isn't, is it? They need, like I said, they need to give those melee plus proj skills much more of a bonus to make it worth it. Even the cluster on the tree, like this cluster over here, it's like 15% increased projectile damage if you've dealt a melee hit in the past 8 seconds. But that's just how much projectile damage you get from like other nodes with much less stringent requirements. I think these need to be like 25% and this needs to be like 40 for it to be worth taking this cluster. And then is there another cluster like over here? No, these are just melee and proj. It's like they want to encourage the spear playstyle, but they don't really reward you for doing it. I think the only thing that feels worth it is that there's a level 1 support gem called Retreat, which actually has a pretty decent more damage multiplier for the low level that you're able to get it. That's pretty good. But then it gets outclassed once you get to level 5 support gems anyway. It's hard jumping in and out of melee. Yeah, especially on like a class, especially if you're not doing like spear stuff, right, which is really fast. Like the charging in stuff and then, what do you call it? Disengaging is what feels really good. Pinnacle XP with the follow. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Spear is one of the weapons with the most vision gameplay for sure. I love spear gameplay. When I played a bleed Pathfinder build in 0.2 when spear came out, and I had so much fun. Well, I was having fun until I tried to make concoctions work after they got nerfed. That was why I rolled a Pathfinder. I thought maybe I could still get concoctions to work. Spoiler alert, they do not work. So I ended up doing like a bleed blood hunt build, and it was a lot of fun. All right, what do we got? Monsters. Howard's Legacy. Why are tree fingers so expensive? It's not like they're good. Are they? 4x? No. Howard's a Legacy. Brr. Empire's Grass. Have I not got any gemling ideas cooking? I feel like there could be some mad combos there. Well, before we saw the quality bonuses, I was thinking about doing a Glacial Bolt Warcry gemling. I don't know if any of the quality bonuses are good for that. I know that you get AoE radius on Glacial Bolt. My plan was to get the Vrun's Lineage gem, which I don't know how much that costs at the moment. I don't know if it's even expensive. Uh, 1x. It's a 1x Lineage gem. Have I been doing anything in particular to make gold? Yeah, I was struggling for gold as well for a while, and then I just basically did the entire Fortress questline. I just alked and goed. I just alked every map, and then just did the questline sequentially, and after that I just had enough gold. You know, I don't know how many maps that is. It's like 50 maps, right? To do the Fortress questline, something like that. So now I just find I have enough. Gold tablets are good as well. If you run a few maps with a gold bonus on a tablet, you know, it fills up your reserves pretty quickly. Get my 4x back maybe. Also think tragically a bunch of the gemling quality bonuses are bugged. Yeah, I think you're right. I watched, or I half watched it. I listened to Dreamcore's video earlier where he talked about some of the cool gemling stuff. I mean, a lot of the coolest gemling stuff is around like charge generation and spending, right? So I think that would be where the really interesting stuff is. I don't know if there's a easier to pass a spreadsheet now. Is it in PoE DB? I don't think it's in PoE DB yet, right? Oh no, it is, yeah. In a slightly different shade of Blue. So I was looking at like the Warcry stuff. It's like Ferocious War. There's Arctic Howl. What does that give? Chance not to count empowered attacks. And then like Glacial Bolt gets radius, which means it's easier to get Glacial Bolts to overlap. +1 meter to radius is pretty good. Seems like the players to use split personality. I was talking a lot of poop about the Merc starting area. Yeah, for the spell stuff. Yeah, now you can do split third personality. That's going to be really good, isn't it? PlayStation State of Play was today. The new Santa Monica Studio game was shown off. What does Santa Monica make? Oh, God of War. Ooh. Exciting. Oops. Just close my browser. That is exciting, isn't it? Does it look good? Do you think I should watch the trailer, or do you think it's better to like not have spoilers? Is it a very spoilery trailer? Plead the fifth. Oh, it's in the God of War universe, is it? Big gaming week, yeah. Especially if you want a Steam Deck. Summer Games Fest is tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I've been listening. I don't know if you guys watch the Drop Frame podcast. I sometimes listen to that while I'm grinding. They were talking a lot about that today. Was it not today or whenever the last one was? They were also talking about PoE 2 because Carnage has been playing PoE 2. JP has been playing PoE 2. I feel like there was a section on dropped frames when before the league came out where Carnage was talking about the game, and I think if you want like the voice of someone who's like into games but is a casual PoE player, I think Carnage is like the kind of person that would be most representative of like perhaps a normal player for PoE 2, for like GGG to listen to. I don't think anyone who makes specific PoE content is representative of casual players. So, or like normal players that aren't like on Reddit all the time or watching my videos or anyone else's videos. No, I don't think Try is representative of a normal PoE player. Not at all. Maybe there was a point when he was, but I don't know. I think he does have some good takes that are somewhat representative of the casual player. And he doesn't have that much time to play, but I think he is way more invested in the game and consuming content about the game than a normal player is, right? If you think about, like, what was the peak of PoE 2 0.5 launch? Nearly 500,000 players. How many of those? What's the biggest PoE creator is like, you know, you got Fubgun, Darth Microtransaction, Zizaran, right? And they get what, 100k people? That's like a quarter of the peak player count. So I think the majority of people playing aren't represented by any of the PoE content creators. I think it's more like a variety streamer, and not JP, because JP is a swear everything he does. I think, yeah, if you look at the way Carnage talks about the game and the way Try talks about the game, I think you'll see a difference in the way that they talk about it. But I do think Try has a more casual audience, And I think when he listens to the casual audience feedback and provides that feedback, that it is representative. But as a player, I mean, Try has played a lot of PoE 1, right? He's killing Ubers in PoE 1. Yes, he's got a full-time job and kids, right? So he can't play as much as other people. But I think the community overstates how casual Try is. So yeah, and it's you know, definitely more recently he's been you know, doing a lot more things in the game that aren't something that casual player would do, right? He's been learning to speed run. He's been doing like full endgame runs. But yeah. I will be I think I'll be on, when is it my calendar? I'll be on Try's podcast. Not until July. I'm not a big enough streamer to get prime time, but he was very kindly invited me onto his stream on the 7th of July. So I'll get to talk all things Path of Exile with Try in a month's time. After we've had a nice long league, we've done some builds, done some feedback. Will I make an update for the evasion only build? Thanks for answering all the questions. I'm a bit lost. Yeah, don't worry. You're welcome to always swing by and ask questions. You can also join the Discord and ask questions there, Shingo. But yes, at some point tomorrow or Thursday, I will release the next update for the build. You can always check my ninja to see where I am. So you can do exclamation ninja. And that's my current setup for the evasion only. But yes, I will update the medium investment section of the Mobalytics with the new setup, because I don't think I'm going to be recommending ES evasion at the moment. I mean, it probably still works fine, but I don't think it's necessary anymore. Plus we get to use Eternal Rage, right? I just really like using Eternal Rage. But yeah, I'll replace the mid-investment tier. I wonder if I should get rid of the high investment stuff, because I don't think I'm going to be using Cosprees. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I should archive it. Anyway, we have come to the end of the stream. Thank you all. I love hanging out with you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I enjoy doing a bit of grinding and chatting about PoE. You all enjoy the rest of your grind. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to come on tomorrow night, but I'll let you know in the Discord. And I'll update. I'll always have YouTube updated for when I'm next going to stream. But yeah, tomorrow, spend some time with my girlfriend. And then maybe I'll come online Thursday night. But yeah, we'll see. Pinnacle XP. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Good to have you here. All right. Have a good one. Bye. Oh, I should raid out. I'm going to raid out. Bear with. Let's raid Blaze. Quick actions. Raid channel.